each other, but it's a wee bit more difficult in this case. Okay? Just bear with me and with each other. Okay? So this is the piece we had yesterday. Was that Anne who had the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anne, can you hear me, Anne?
I can hear you. I've got it now. I've got it now.
Good.
Thank you.
That's good. I don't know what happens. It's technology.
Okay.
So
it's bypassed me long ago.
So would I just check where my, okay, let me see. I just want to make sure. Just 1 second, sorry guys.
Don't worry.
All right.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead. As I say, I'll just read through it, and then at the end of each paragraph, we can I'll translate each sentence so that everyone knows exactly what's being said, and then at the end of each paragraph, we can ask questions. Now, yesterday we looked at these first two, I think, didn't we? No, maybe the first one, did we? Did we look at this?
Yes.
Yes. So, Sarah in Yaring, Multa Hurlock, Egdol, Sierra and Mena. Is your family going on holiday this year?
Mm-hmm.
Ha, yes. Up Major Sarah in Yaring. Yes, but we will be on holiday in Ireland. Mark will Agla, Orem, Dul Harlar, because I'm frightened about going overseas. We made Lagol Gaji in Spain. We were to go to Spain. Or Kyle to Aragon Marshin. Did you lose money then, therefore? Near Kyle, no, I didn't. But Tashi Nis Dira, Fanak and Shaw in Yaring. It is dearer to stay in here in Ireland. That's a matter of opinion. Kawal Shiv Igdol. Where are you going? Where are yous going? To Chap Igmayerafur in Nunanal. My sister has a house in Donegal. In Mondoran, Attache, it's in Bondoran. Neil, so that's a question. Neil, no. Glenn, Column, kill you. Glenn, no. Glenn, Column, kill. Okay, so we read that out. Yes, there's anyone got any questions about that?
No, that was okay.
That's okay. And did we look at this next one as well?
We were only starting. I don't think we went through that one.
Yeah, and then we stopped. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll do the same again, and then we can have questions later. And I'll point out any grammar sort of things that I see in it. So, Kawal Tussa Igdol. That's where are you going? And you see the Tussa, two, TU Fada becomes Tussa with emphasis. That's our emphasis in Irish. So we sometimes words change, and so usually they get this SA on the end of them when we emphasize. Now in English we just emphasize with sound, but in Irish sometimes we emphasize by changing the word, by putting this SA usually on the end of words. Like you might say Mawak, my son, but if you're putting emphasis on that, you might say Mawaksa. Doing like that, so you'll hear people, when people are emphasizing, sometimes do that. And we see it again here with may becoming Misha. To Misha, Igdol, Gopalya, and Castel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to Ballycastle.
Okay.
Nick, why does that not have castle as in the spelling in Castle Gregory, for example?
Cashlin.
That's it, Cashlin, yeah.
Cashlin. Well, see that an sound, that fada n at the end of nouns. Does anyone know what that's about?
No.
No. It's the same as I fada n at the end of nouns. No, like in. So chak house, chakin a little house. So it sort of signifies something smaller. You know, at the end of nouns.
Ah, okay.
Maybe in Irish we hear smithereen, and Colleen, and all these things that have "een" at the end of them, and sometimes they have "an." and these all signify something that's a wee bit that's maybe smaller or cuter, or no, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Thank you.
diminutive, I think they call it. So this is a castle, castle, but Cashlan is probably a smaller castle. Okay.
Villagey type version. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. On Mulcha Agate Sawala. Okay. So do you have a house in the town? Neil, no. Tachap Egmo Hishmahori on. So see right mo, always puts a hitch in if it can. And then we have this word Tishmahori, parents. Tishmahor, parent. Okay. Now you could say Igmayaji agus Igmawami if you want it, if you weren't sure, but there you go. Sometimes you see this as Tishti as well, which is Tuisti Ifada, Mohishti, but just parents. So my parents have a house there. Kajay a Yanhi tu agus tu on. Okay, so we'll have the future tense of John, to do or to make, but in this case to do. So what is it that you will do and you there? In other words, when you're there. See that? Kajay Yanni tu agus tu on. What will you do when you're there? Mata an la Grainmore. Rahi me Higgintra. There's a mistake there. That's somebody has Rachaidh. That's it there. So ma ta on la Grainmore. So ma. Anybody know what ma means?
Yeah.
If. Okay. So ma ta on la Grainmore. If the day is sunny. Rahi me Higgintra. The future again. I will go. Very, very irregular, but Rahime, it's one to get to know. Rahime Higgintra will go to the beach if it is sunny. And then if again, Matashe a cur, if it is rainy. And then future tense again, on la eg eshkarat. I will spend the day fishing. Sometimes you see kahi and it means kahime, I must, but that's a standalone phrase. So kahime dol higgin shoppa, I must go to the shop. But that's, and just watch out for that standalone phrase, and you hear it all the time, but this is using the verb kai, to spend. So kahime on la egeshkrak, I will spend the day fishing. And then we'll have this nice expression which we heard before, Nakmanar ditch. Aren't you the lucky one? Remember we said yesterday, you could also say to sail a wadi wan agate, or there was another one. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
About having a good life. Well, there you go. Nakmanar ditch.
Napjas and Sheila.
What was it?
Napjas and Sheila.
Not just and Sealy. Isn't it a nice life? Isn't it an easy life? You know, like that. So any questions about that?
Yes, I'm just wondering, Nick, about the pronunciation of Manor Ditch. When you said manor, and yet it's got a fadder over the E. Does that not make it like Mena?
Well, I have to confess now, I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna look it up very quickly and see if there is a fad on it, because it's not a word. It's something you hear a lot, but not that you see too much. And that didn't work for me. If anybody can look this up quicker than me, on their dictionary, just see. Just looking it up, just to be sure. Let's see. ANAR, and we have. The dictionary tells me that.
Got a fadder, I think.
Oh yes, it does. That's right. So and the dictionary definition is fortunate. So there we go. Works okay.
Nick, you know the
It's just looking up
Martache.
the
Sorry.
Martache. You know the Agcur. Oh,
Agcur.
Agcur. Yeah, is that a shortened form of raining, or is that a separate word for raining?
It's just a shortened form because really,
Shortened form.
yeah, because some of you know that it'll you hear Agcur farhinge
Yeah.
and Agcur boschi,
Yeah.
and there might be another one, but this is just a shortened form.
Great, thank you.
Agcur really means putting or sending, you know, and it can mean other things with prepositions. When you put a preposition with it, if you put le with cur, it means adding.
Okay.
So Agcur le, to add to, and so on. So it has different meanings sometimes. So if you look that up in the dictionary, cur, you'll find like 2 pages of explanations for it. So it's one of them words that means lots of different things.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, everybody okay with that?
Thank you.
Bagrahlam gol no dul, go balya and castil, nervi mayog. So Bagrahlam, that's a nice expression, you know, I used to.
Oh.
It was usual with me.
Background.
Okay. Now Irish does have a habitual past tense, which is quite complicated. But this is called the periphrastic habitual past, which cuts out. I know it's hard to say, but it cuts out that whole tense and going and trying to learn that difficult tense. You just use this with your verbal noun. Whatever your verbal noun is goes in after that, and that's you sorted for I used to. Like in English, we just say I used to for everything. I used to go, I used to walk, I used to run. Well, this is our shortened version of that difficult habitual past tense. Okay, you just bagrahlam, I used to, and whatever used to do. Verbal noun comes first, obviously, unless there's a noun. In other words, if you say I used to make tea, we'll put the noun first, tea. Bagrahlam te ayanu. Do you know that structure in Irish?
Yeah.
It's a difficult structure for us to learn, for learners. But watch out for that. And I'll send this to you later, don't worry. And I'll translate it as well and send it to you as well. Bagrahlam dul, go balya and castil, nervi mayog. When I was young, I used to go to Ballycastle. The caravan, or caravan, whatever you want to say it, the caravan agin safart caravan or in Costa. So agin, we had caravan in the caravan
park on the coast.
Okay. And then we have this used to again, only in this time with Lynn. We used to instead of used to. So Bagrahlam dul go Helen Rathlin, leis na Puffini, agus na Rowan Ackle.
We went to Rathlin Island and the sea.
Just to say to everybody now, the new rules are that
can anybody put off their...
That was the problem we had. But I'll give you all a chance to ask questions about it after we finish.
Yeah.
So we used to go, and that's okay. It's just to keep it all clear. We used to go to Ellen. Now, most people just for Rathlin, most people just say Rathlin, but Ellen Rathlin Island. So you can put the island in if you want, but generally people just say Tommy Golga Rathlin. I'm going to Rathlin, and then leis na Puffini, August na Rowan Ackle, to see the puffins and the seals. Yeah. So one seal is R-O Fara N Rowan, but they're all to see the seals. No perch ayanu or clochan on Afar. I'm not even sure how to say that. No Carrick Araj. So to make a visit to, and then 2 other places up there that are worth going to see.
Carrick a Reed
Bridge and something about stone.
Well, this is Carrick a Reed road bridge. Clochan on Afar is the Irish way of saying the Giant's Causeway.
Oh.
I'm not sure what this word is. You would have to look it up. You know, the stones of something it means. But It's worth seeing, but not worth going to see. Well, it's worth seeing, but not worth going to see. I think that's what Jonathan Swift said. But you can get on a bus now. Jonathan Swift didn't have a bus. You know what I mean? Neil and Caravan, again and Ish. So we don't have the caravan now. Stop him, a Jack Lostin, and Ish Nuratame Sawala. So stop him. Present tense, I stop. People use that for I stay. In a lodging house or a B&B. Now, Nuratame Sawala, when I'm in the town of Ballycastle. So any questions about that?
Nick, could you reread that again, because I couldn't hear it? Thank you.
The whole thing?
Just at the start there. At the
Sorry.
start.
So stop him, a Jack Lostin, and Ish Nuratame Sawala. Okay?
No,
So this will be available, a recording of this will be available, so you can go back and listen to it again if you want. Okay? So, and then, so we're moving on here. Onmol sim agate sinishkarat. So we have this word sim meaning interest. So, do you have interest? Are you interested in sinishkarat? Are you interested in fishing? And another word for interest is this word here. Spesh. Almost spesh agate. So in Irish, that's how you say, are you interested in something? Almost sim agate, almost spesh agate. Have you an interest in the fishing? Neil, no. Nervi Mayog again, when I was young. And that's a well-known book in Irish, Nervi Mayog. When I was young, Nurnakro Kyle, or sorry, Nurnakro Kale or B Agam.
When I hadn't a care.
When I hadn't any sense. Kale, sense when I hadn't that. There's a saying, Juckus stay, Kale and we. So drink in, sense out.
Oh,
You know, that saying. But Kale, and not to be mixed up with Kyle, Cill, which means to lose something, which we mentioned yesterday. Kale, so when I had no sense, Nero, when I hadn't got any sense, and then see that RB at all, when I had no sense at all. We may a Geshkarak Lumhane, or a Carrigaha aboard Rush. So I went fishing. Lumhane.
By
myself, or in a Carrigaha aboard Rush on the rocks in Rush, the port of the roses. Okay, how many roses around there at the moment? Bishay, Airy, Dorica.
It would really help the sound. Nick,
Pardon?
if everyone would go on mute, it would really help the sound.
I was trying to mute all, but see when I go into share, it doesn't give me the chance to mute all. Do you know what I mean?
We can all mute ourselves.
But you can mute yourselves, yeah, it might help.
Well, I'm afraid of losing you if I tap the screen.
I am too.
Well,
really?
Well, we'll try our best not to. See, there's no noise. There's no noise in there when no one's speaking, so we're okay that way. I remember the first day we had a noise in the background. Do you remember? And we managed to get rid of that. So if everyone is quiet, I think we should be okay. But we might not need to mute. But I'll have to try and find out how you use that mute all facility when you're in Shure, because it takes it away from me.
Okay.
So Vishay Airy Dorica, it was becoming dark. Do you remember we had that Airy rising up?
Yes.
Darkness was rising, really, is what you say in Irish. Vishay Airy Dorica. Nura win me on Carrig Escarakta Mac. And this is how in Irish we say when I reach somewhere. In Irish you win something a mock, literally to take something out. So when I reached the fishing rock, okay. Nero Dinya RB, there's that RB again at all. Nero Dinya RB Ella on. There was nobody else there. Niran me ruada. So see this ro, this prefix means too, P-O-O in English, too as in too long in this case, rather long. So I didn't stay too long. More Jerry, and that's the same area as this area. That's the verb to rise, become. Jerry shade darka, it became dark. Agus hussy on gi, igiri. And then we're using it again. And the wind began to rise.
Rise up.
The wind
Sorry.
began to rise.
Sorry.
It became windy, yeah. So any questions so far on that first piece? I know there's quite a lot in there. Now, if you have a question, just shout out. Don't worry. But so
Sorry,
moving on.
Nick.
Yeah.
Just quickly, could you put row with most adjectives?
You can put it with all adjectives, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Just to this,
And it
to that.
aspirates.
It always, when you put two words together in Irish, you if it can go in, you always aspirate.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
It's called a co-ocal, no, like a co-word
Joint.
sort of. And
Yeah.
sometimes you can put a fleshkin in if you like. See, like that,
Yes.
hyphen in. Sometimes people put them in all the time. You don't need them, but in some cases, particularly before a vowel, you sort of need them because then it can end up looking like a completely different word.
Okay.
So I think you have a choice. You can use it or not.
Gormaigad.
Okay. Agus may occur mawala or magrim. And this is, in Irish, this is how you say, as I, and me putting my bag on my back. As I put my bag on my back. See that? And there's the H in after mawala.
Yeah.
And then this drum, that's the same as your drum and your place names. Drum, like a ridge, like the shape of your back, like a soft hill, like that. Drum. And then we have to put the H in, obviously, because of Maw again. Ní aka me ton war ag chak the shack. Ní aka me, I didn't see a great wave. A ton is a wave. I didn't see a great wave coming in. A big wave coming in. Tonti, somebody's might have heard of the dance. Tonti Hori, is it? Tonti Hori, the waves of Tori.
Right.
The Keeley dance, famous Keeley dance. So you didn't see the big wave coming in. Agus hit she orum. So ton is feminine, so it fell on me. It fell on me gatubin. Fell on me suddenly. So this is an HB expression, gatubin, suddenly. And I put in brackets there, a near a dewey, which is quite hard to say, which means out of the blue. You know what I mean? Suddenly. Okay. Literally it means from the northwest. I think. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe weather can come suddenly from the northwest. It does actually, doesn't it, here in this country? So the wave, a big wave fell on me suddenly. Nura hanig me hugum hien. And this is a way in Irish when we say when I came to myself, when I, got my senses back. Nura hanig me hugum hien, when I came to myself, when I came to. Be me imoli limachos. There's a word missing there. Be me imoli, I was lying down. Limachos, and then it should have said there, broken. Limachos, braced you. Okay. Ni me abalta, shul. I wasn't able to walk. That's spelled wrong, too. Should have checked this before the class. Sorry, guys. Ni me abalta, shul. Agus fi on ariga, egeri. And there we have this rising again. And the sea was rising. Heal me, grow me, email, bosh. So heal me, I thought. All these verbs popping up. I thought, grow me, that I was email, it literally in the mouth of death. So I thought I was dying. I thought I was going to die. Do you know what I mean? Then we have the tubbin again, suddenly. Holame Dini Excarchu Ma'anum. So Holame, I heard Dini people Excarchu Ma'anum shouting my name. So I heard people shouting my name suddenly. Hogshid me, they picked me up. Una Karigaha from the rocks. And say from, we mentioned it yesterday. But with the plural article becomes one word, Ona, from the rocks. Augasiad Fluck Bacha. And them soaking wet. So they picked me up from the rocks, soaking wet. They were soaking wet as well, the way it's written. Knock Aintok, we mentioned that yesterday. Knock Aintok, knock Will Simmagum, Sanish Karaktanish. Okay. Isn't it a wonder? Okay, knock Aintok, isn't it a wonder? Knock Will Simmagum, that I don't have an interest. Sanish Karaktanish. In the fishing now. So isn't it a wonder I have no interest in fishing now? And then we have far to prefer, but in the past tense here, or in the conditional. Barlum, terra firma, snally hishaw. So I prefer terra firma, snally hishaw these days. Okay?
It's just one question, Nick, about...
Go ahead, ask away.
I just missed the meaning of the one in brackets. Anir Ardua.
Anir Ardua, out of the blue.
Oh, okay.
Out of the blue. Now, as I said, it means from the northwest, literally, but people say when they're speaking, you know, Harlisha and Ardua, it happened very quickly. You know, it happened out of nowhere, came out of nowhere. But Catobin is an easier way to say that suddenly, you know. It's just you might see it, or you might hear it popping up.
Yeah.
Nick, the second last sentence, is that it's no wonder or it's...
Yeah, well, if we look at
fishing?
See, is that Valerie? Yes, Valerie?
Yes, yeah.
See, if we look at not Aintab on its own, it just means, is it not a wonder? You know? So we'll start with that. Is it not a wonder? Isn't it a wonder? And then we move on with a new sentence. Not will simagam.
Oh yes, yeah.
I don't have any interest. So it's kind of like stacking the start of your sentences up like that.
Okay.
Do that.
Nick, could I ask you something, please?
Rushing, yeah.
Lemokosh Brista.
Aye.
Bime Emily Lemokosh Brist.
Aye, so
what does that mean?
When I came to myself, there had me hugum hien. Where am I? Vime Emily, I was lying down with my foot broken.
Oh.
So Bristja is your past participle. No, when the verb's been done, tante janta. Do you know anybody that's got the coloured sheet with all the verbs on it? That's your last column. When the verb's been done, they're doors dridstja, when the door is shut, and so on. Okay. So this is with my foot broken.
Good, my
Then your Biella. Anybody else?
Yeah. August eet vlug badje.
See,
the being soaking wet. Were they soaking wet?
They were soaking wet, and them soaking wet.
And
well,
them soaking
wet. You might have heard that cliched Hiberno English. You heard films from in the old days when the Irishman's talking, and he'd be going, you're down at the pub and them drinking and all. Do you know that? That's sort of Hiberno English. So standard in Irish, but it's sometimes you hear it sneaking in the English and them soaked. But it's just the way you could have said and August V she had flock badja and they were soaking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were soaked, literally soaked, and this badja is drowned. You know, the same way we had bristja broken. Badja is drowned from the verb ba, to drown, you know. Okay, Josephine, then you be Ella.
Nick Mora. The last one, if Marlum Terra Firma Sna Insa, what is Sna? What are the two words together?
When we mentioned yesterday, we were talking yesterday about our prepositional pronouns. We're talking on our pronouns, or sorry,
Yes.
our prepositions. We said sa meant in the, but the plural. So that's just
Shinny, thank you. Very much.
Lay has the plural of days. It's a shortened version. You'll also see this plural for days, lehente. See that?
Yes.
You see both. Yeah. Lay is more Donegal kind of.
Very much.
Okay. Didn't you be Ella? There's quite a lot in that, and as I say, you can go back and look at that as well. Now, what are we like for time? We've 4 minutes until the 40-minute mark, haven't we? Yeah, and I was going to look at the. Well, we can look at it a little bit after, but I think we can make a start on, if everybody's happy with that. We can look at. What did I just see? My other. I was going to look at the comparative adjective which we mentioned yesterday, and we can we can look at a bit of this now and a little bit up until 11. See how far we get with it, and it's short enough to do. It's as we say there, the comparative adjective. Can everyone see this? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
The adjective in English.
No. Can't see.
People can't see it.
No. I've still got.
We need to see. Hold on. I'll reshare, and it should come in. Yeah. Sorry about that. That's it there. That's it now. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry about that. So
Nick,
this is just. Go ahead. Who's speaking?
Myra speaking. Could I ask a question? Yeah. Cillian, is he not sending out the information? Do we have to go into the center on YouTube to get the documents?
To get the video, you go into YouTube, the video of this session, but you have to contact Cillian himself and ask for the notes, and he'll send them on to you.
Nick, he's been sending them out by email.
He hasn't sent
them out by email.
No. Yeah, he's been sending them out by email every day.
Has he?
I didn't contact him.
Yes, he has been.
Oh, has he? Well,
I contacted him. I'll send him.
Check your junk email folder. It could be in there.
Well, could I just say quickly? He's obviously sending them out to some people, and some people aren't getting it. So anyone who hasn't got the notes should really contact Cillian after the class and say, could you put me on your mailing list so that the notes come out every day? So maybe other people have come in or he hasn't got your email address and so on. And yesterday people were taking photographs of things, so you can also take a photograph while this is up, if you can, and then you have it that way. Do you know what I mean? So but the easiest way is just to contact Cillian and
just check your junk folder as well.
Just in case it goes in. Now, we haven't got long on this. We've only got a minute and a half, but we'll come back to it afterwards. But I'm going to look at it again quickly at the start of the class tomorrow. But I just wanted to try and cover this. So this is our adjective in English with ER or AST. So as we can see there, if you look at that first one, more, big, nismo, bigger, and ismo, biggest. So in Irish, we take this is more irregular. More is irregular because it loses that R. Sometimes they don't. These first three you can see are irregular, or 4. So, but because these are the ones that are used the most, so they become irregular. They get twisted in normal conversation. But we can see there that what happens is that for the ER, we get nice followed by the adjective, and then for the EST, we get is followed by the adjective. And as I say, some of these are regular, but for more, big, nismo, bigger, and ismo, biggest. You see that? So we're going to run out in a second, and then we're all going to come back in again. If anyone can't come back in again, don't worry, you can get these notes from Killian, and we'll run over it very, very quickly at the start of tomorrow's class anyway, just to be sure, okay? But it is gonna throw us all out literally any second now. So I'll